I have her vet and his nurses or assistants. I have people to vouch that she was not an aggressive dog on the outside. She's just extremely territorial. But then again, there's a closed door. I pay my rent. You don't. It's up to you to come in my house for not knowing this. Warnings well in advance, or you just know my dog. Don't do stupid things. Don't be intoxicated. Don't try and just don't be a Caesar Milan. So anyway, Shamara Green and Angela Carson, who came to 120 Colbert Street West, Gateway Community Homes, in Oshawa, Ontario, 2022. They took over, and I didn't know why. And Paula, the manager there, after 8 years of being there, just up and left, trying to say she had a nervous breakdown, this and that. But you know what? Now I know everything. She didn't have a nervous breakdown. She knew what was going on. She knew she couldn't stop it. She knew that the coordination displacement, the urban growth, everything put down and was going to happen. So, and she loved her tenants enough. She cared about us so much. She made sure things were proper. We got in shit. We had to follow the rules, but she also went above and beyond that and helped us. She's the best. She sold her house and moved somewhere else to another state. Like, I don't know what's happening or what her issue is and why she would do that, but it seems pretty, that's drastic. So anyway, come to find out that Shamara Green, she's a service manager. And Angela Carson, apparently she is an employee at Apex. But Shamara Green, she was posing as a property management employee, but she was not. She came hired by the political table, and what I say is they're hired hitmen in suits, and to sanitize. So she dug her nails into me and my daughter, Alina, and from different units, separate units, and we've been there 16 years, never laid on our rent, never an issue. I mean, people have problems, right? People get warnings, no problem, but I'll take it. Anything broken, I'll fix it and I'll pay for it. Anything, I'm not that person. So just all of a sudden, 2022, we keep getting all these N7s, N5s. I'm like, what is this crap? Like, what's going on here? The harassment was just unbelievable. Started noticing other little things, and finally a bylaw officer came up after all the abuse and tickets and fines and just unreasonable shit was happening. Got a bylaw officer who was holding the door open one day for me and Athena. The love of my fucking life. The love of my life. Holding the door open, and we're talking, he's smiling, he's saying, oh, what a beautiful dog you have. She's very good. And I'm saying, yeah, she's beautiful, but what a bitch. He laughed. It was laughing. It was also cautiousness that I was providing. So he's holding the door open. I said, well, you know what? Maybe you go inside, you push the door, and because she's now back on her territory. I don't know. It's her building. As far as she's concerned, it's her building. So I said, just push that door open and just move to the side and I'll come in. He's like, oh, no problem. Thanks for telling me whatever. This is all on video. So what I'm telling you is everything I'm telling you is all on camera. So, and it's a paper trail of everything. So he moved to the side. He opened the door, smiling, have a good day. 11 feet to the elevator. I get to the elevator, and Shamara Green, that new corrupt service manager, was standing at the side, and she says, all I hear is her whisper going, that's her. I kind of let it go. I'm in the elevator. The elevator starts to close. That man who was just nice to me and praising me and my dog's beautiful, blah, 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 came up snapping his phone at me saying, you're a bad dog owner. I was like, what the fuck? Like, even so, even if I was or I wasn't, you didn't give me a chance to defend myself. You just automatically came running to me after this woman just told you to do that. Like, you're a brown noser. You're a You're a follower. You're a corrupt motherfucker, just like all the rest of them. You didn't even ask me why. Not a question. Like, I'm an individual. I haven't. There's another side to the story that Shamira Green is telling you. You didn't give me a chance. You didn't even ask me. And this is how I know how corrupt you are, because you knew that you had to follow them regardless of what my answer may have been. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I didn't stand a chance. And this is also why you yelled. This is why you're evicted. It's on camera. This is why you're evicted. I was stumped. I'm evicted. So I'm evicted. And you know that, but I don't. So this person knew I was evicted. This bylaw officer knew I was evicted before I even knew. Which tells me, once again, corrupt. I was a target. I was gone before they even got there. I was on the harassment list, the target list, and that's okay. I went to April 25th, 2024. I went to a LTB court case, which they got me to go to court for a fire that happened in an elevator one morning, and apparently we had let them in with our buzzer. We hadn't had a buzzer in 13 years, people. 13 years, 16 years living there. This was the first year having a buzzer, and you know what? I was just grateful for having a buzzer. I didn't mind pushing that in button. I'm thinking my daughter's coming in, my son's coming in, my granddaughter's coming in, who live downstairs in a different unit. We're not used to this buzzer because we've never had one there. It's been broken the whole time. So, just pushing 9 to let them in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's my family automatically. I'm surprised people are even buzzing, full aware that there is no buzzer. So everybody's excited about this buzzer. Not only that, but as tenants let other people in for each other. So a friend will say, hey, can you let this person in because my phone's dead or whatever? Yeah, of course, no problem. Well, apparently somebody came to visit apartment 402 at 120 Colbert Street West, Kathy Thorne's guest. I couldn't even tell you what time it was in the morning, but apparently it was early AM. Well, I was blamed for this fire in the elevator, where it clearly shows on security cameras at Gateway Community Homes that it was somebody else's guest, and whose guest it was. But, and it not to mention that this was voided along with other stupid allegations that just these corrupt motherfuckers are trying to get me evicted with. They succeeded, but let me tell you, not without, I ain't gonna say nothing, but yeah, so apparently I got blamed for the fire, which clearly shows on the video. If the adjudicator actually did her job and saw the video and asked for the proof, you can't just tell somebody, oh, you're done, without proving it, when the proof is right friggin' there. It's a company. It's a, show the camera. And if they didn't show the camera, that adjudicator should have said, well, where's the proof that this person did that? And where is she? Why can't she defend herself? Like, not a chance. That's how I know that was corrupt too. So Ruth Carey of RentZen is an LTB, not even an LTB, it's a tribunal. How do you say it? Like an apple bottom jeans. What do you say when they're no name? They're still, they say apple bottom jeans, but they're not. Oh, knockoff. Okay, right. So this tribunal knockoff, it's called RentZen. And for these landlords, if you pay $39.99 a month, it's 97% you'll get a win for landlords. And you look on these names: Ruth Carey, Ken Adzes, what's his name? Fabio Quantizario. They're all corrupt. Robert Brown. You will see when you look at RentZen, all the adjudicators' names. Every single adjudicator that signed a piece of paper that had something to do with Gateway for me and my daughter, Alina, was from RentZen. All the adjudicators are RentZen. Nothing from the LTB, downtown, like nothing. These are all RentZen adjudicators where you can just get hired right out of high school. I could become one tomorrow. Just do the right thing. But apparently the loophole says it's legal. But it's funny because in some online things I look, I can't find them. And then some online things I look, they say they gave me the information. But I'm telling you, all these adjudicators, they're bragging about who got the best order and how many orders and how many wins and how long it takes to get the termination done and evicted. So these corrupted assholes are hired. What I found out today is by Doug Ford. Doug Ford has allowed RentZen to, because the wait for so long for the LTP orders and for evictions and for fights, please, they're so long that they can't get the people out fast enough, the low income or the people who have been on assistance for so long, the disabled, they can't get them out fast enough. And in order to get them fast enough to get that high market rent, those taxes up, and those people paying for shit, it helps to have these RentZen people to sign very fast. So I'm telling you, man, and my daughter, it's crazy what happened to her. She's from a different unit at Gateway Community Homes, and wow, I didn't even know all this before. She had one court date ever ordered with her, which shows on her LTB portal, which shows everything. Well, what's his name? Robert Rose, the lawyer of Shamera Green, Gateway Community Homes, and Angela Carson, got my daughter, who's just mentally just so exhausted, so fragile. She's on disability, native status, everything, and they got a hold of her, man, without me around. They're very lucky, and they kind of said, well, here, let's not do the Zoom. We'll just do a mediation thing. So she got tricked into doing something, paying $3,500, and she paid it before a certain date. She paid it, done. And that would fix everything, any problem that she had with any notice of anything. So she's going on with her life thinking this. For some reason, they ask her, Angela Carson and Shamera Green ask her, put in a request for review. She doesn't know what a request for review is, but there's a reason why they asked it, because it looks like she was fighting for something that she knew about, that she didn't know about. Why would they ask her to put in when there was nothing that she was requesting to review? They did it knowing she doesn't fucking know better. She doesn't know. She's just following the rules. Of course you follow the rules so you don't get in trouble, but instead she followed a rule of a lie that got her life totally altered. Oh God, really? Yeah, so they oh my God, where am I at now? Yeah, so okay, anyway, she went and got the rent for review. The request for review, sorry. And it said, it came back a week or two later and it says denied. So she doesn't know. Maybe she's thinking that she has to have it done. So she did the denial, and I guess she had told him about it, whatever. Okay, good. So it turned out that the request for review denial was from Robert Brown. Well, Robert Brown is from RentZen Adjudicator, but Alina had nothing to fight for. There was no notices, no eviction order, no nothing. And I guess it's coming close to their accomplishment date to have her get the hell out of there. So kind of dismiss it. The months go by, nothing. And as hard as people tried, the noise complaints, but you know what? The walls there are so thin that when I was sitting at my daughter's house, the garbage would fall down the chute and I would jump out of my fucking skin. People next door, I can hear her talking to her husband. So what was going on was my daughter was getting the complaint from her apartment, which I guess was heard by everybody else, just like we heard them. It was the same thing, but we are not the same. We didn't complain. It wasn't my house. My daughter didn't complain. She didn't say a word. She didn't care. It is what it is. And we've been there 16 years. 16 years. We've seen it all, been through it all. I know the corrupt shit in that building. I know everything. Never said a word, but I'm about to now. So anyway, I've been harassed. I'm talking to my daughter's from Unit 8, with my granddaughter. I'm about to tell you about me because this kind of starts with me. So go back in time, and me, Kelly Burknell, was harassed over and over and over again by Shamira Green, where I lost my shit in the lobby once, and I didn't realize that she had audio recorded me, and she recorded me so much. I'm talking over dozens and dozens of recordings that I can prove, that I'll show you right now. I plan on showing you. I plan on keeping this going legit and as acceptable from you guys and everybody else as possible. Yeah. So videotape me anytime. Like I'm talking 5:30 in the morning, 2:20 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, 7 a.m. You don't start work till whatever time. So you're a 9 to 5 service manager, posing as a property manager. But yet you're up all night, all day watching videos of me trying to find something. So there is no grounds for them to evict me, as hard as they tried. It turned out that the whole year, my dog had did some bites in the house, and well deserved. Yay, bravo. And I don't want dogs to bite anybody, but in my house, I had warnings up and stuff, and you know my home, you know my dog, don't come in. You know, I have my dog locked up, but people like to be Cesar Milans. So, oh my God, that phone's hot. So, the Cesar Milan thing, anyway, yeah, but beyond that, my dog didn't like just some certain people, like this one girl, Lisa, hated her guts. She was the most shadiest. I heard she killed a puppy. I'm telling you, the girl was no good. I already knew this, you know what I mean? But I don't take people, you do what you do, I don't care. Whoa. Let me rephrase that. Any animal, I will fuck you up. Any person, the police will fuck you up. So, anyway, so they were harassing me, and then bylaws started coming all year, like boom, 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 boom. Only because of phone calls from Shamira Green. She called bylaw on me so much I couldn't fart walking down that hallway without her saying the dog farted, and she needs an order. Sure enough, to get orders on me over and over until thousands, 10,000, 30,000, 50,000. She called bylaw on me so much. But she didn't call these fines. What she did was call bylaw on me, because bylaw was the only one that could do eviction order other than her. Any grounds, that's what she did. It ultimately led to the euthanization of my best friend. The reason I woke up in the morning, September 12th, 2024, and the reason I can tell you this is because the bylaw officer, the two of them, the last time they came to my door, one who I didn't agree with because he was a Jekyll and Hyde dick, had said, my dog's beautiful, my dog's great, to hold the door for me, blah, blah, blah. And then, as Shamira said, whispered to him, that's her. Came running up to the elevator before it closed and snapshotted pictures of me saying, you're a bad dog owner. This is why you're evicted. Didn't even know I was evicted. So he came to my door with a big pole in his hand and thinking he's going to get my dog. I said, you get the fuck away from your door. You're not getting my dog. And and this is it. So when I broke down and started crying and freaking out, the one guy who I do like, the bite officer, who says, Kelly, it's not about the bites she did in the house. Not so much, not even. It's you could deal with that. They could sue your ass. I don't care. But it's about the amount of phone calls. He said, you have had more phone calls in Durham region about your dog than anybody ever. We've never seen this. I could prove that it was her that phoned as a fucking tactic to evict me. I don't know now if she knows that she took it way too far, but soon her day's here, and she's gonna know. But I do think she knows because it's out there in the open, and I've already said a lot of stuff. But she killed my dog. She murdered my dog because my dog didn't have to die. If those phone calls just had like admission from the bylaw officer who came, full admission, I had said it's about the phone calls. Now, I'm going to send all the videos to you guys. I'm sending all the corrupt phone calls, and actually there is no phone call. There's one audio that she did with me, just between me and her, where she instigated me before the phone call started to where the point where I calmed me down, I guess. I complied. And then in the video, or in the audio, you can hear me say, what order? I just told you. There is no guest. I just told you there's no guest. But this happens in the beginning of the phone call. How can I tell you there's just no guest? Did you, in the audio, you're going to say, well, I didn't hear you say or ask anything, or I just heard you say. Because she did it corruptly, instigated me, patronized me, just before I got on the phone, before she started recording. So she got me all up in antsy, and then put me back down to where I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll send it. So you can hear that part, but you'll hear me say, I told you, there's nobody living here. I look like I'm fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. You'll hear her giggle like 19 seconds into it. You'll hear somebody behind her say, just ask for her email, just ask for her email. Why are you gonna ask me for my email? You're the manager here. You've been here for how long? This is the way we've been communicating, is through email. And you're gonna ask me for my email? That sounded weird. Make sure, I don't know. Excuse me. So at the end of the conversation, well, I don't know if it was the end or not, but at the end of the phone call, I hear the phone click. So the phone clicks, and I'm still listening to the audio, and it says she stayed on the phone for 1 minute and 59 seconds after that. So the 1 minute 59 seconds, why would you stay on the phone with dead air? That makes no sense to me. Pepper? Not for me. Not for me. Yet. Why would anybody in the world, if somebody hangs up or I lose a phone call, I'm hanging up.